Over here in the red, at the top right on Steps of War is
IdrA.
Down here in the bottom left, teammate of Next Genius, a very talented player.
Next Choa.
Now, Steps of War, very short rush distances, very short timing attack distances. Hard map for a Zerg vs Protoss.
Yeah.
This is the map every Zerg thumbs down in pretty much every matchup. But those days are gone, Tasteless. No more thumbsing down.
Get into that now. So, IdrA will definitely pull first on this map.
Yeah.
Unless he's crazy like Sen and actually makes a hat trick.
You're actually so close that it doesn't matter what Protoss open with, they'll kill you if you hatch first here.
So, we have drones on the way here. Protoss is not going to go putting the pylon on the low ground, so we might see, you know, there's a couple things you could do. One, which is probably the most common, is to try to rush or apply some type of heavy pressure.
Yep. Or warp gates.
Yeah.
Also, of course, there are things such as the 3 warp gate expand. That's also very, very common.
Yeah,
IdrA going good. Gas and cool, by the way. But there's some other ones as well. You know, for instance, Nazgul took out IdrA at MLG with Blink Stalker rushes. Those can be very hard to hold. And we're going to have to watch that gas very carefully. Will the Protoss get his second gas or will he not? Because that's going to tell us a lot about the build. That's actually something very important for a Zerg player to figure out. If he doesn't take the second gas, you need to make a lot of units because there's a crazy Zealot Stalker timing coming. It's this kind of a weird push that exists on the Korean server. I don't know if it does on the others. Oh, okay. I know exactly what's going on, Tasteless. Second gateway going up. It looks like he wants to do the double Stalker. Now, here's the thing. Here's why next Choa may have no brain. He sees that IdrA likes speed first, and he sees that IdrA is mining gas and getting speed. If you send 2 Stalkers on the middle of the map, they're going to die to Speedlings. So, you know, that's what this actual build order is. You normally get Stalkers and go pressure, but against Speedlings, it's terrible.
Yeah, I think this is the wrong build order. I do agree with you on that. I don't know, he might have a brain, but
well,
but I mean, I do believe that he is doing a build that might not really counter this. Also, if you get the second gateway like that and then get the
and there they are.
cybernetic score like that, it's a little bit transparent as to what you're doing.
Oh yeah, no,
it's not like I'm like, oh, that's strange.
If you see gas and the second gate before the core, this is what's going on.
Yeah.
So chrono boosting those out. Speed is going to finish before they're even across the shortest map in the entire game. Yeah. I'm just going to be able to make a handful of lings, surround them, kill them, and feel very nice.
You know, it's important for those of us that are learning StarCraft at home. You got to know what build orders beat what.
Yeah.
What to do in what situation. You can't just see some guy who's good on TV and say, I'm going to do his strategy because his strategy had an idea behind it, a concept behind it. And for instance, in this situation, we're looking at next Choa, and I'm just thinking, and I totally agree with you, Artosis. I mean, I don't know why.
In fact, with 2 Stalkers, if IdrA just made a round of lings, he can go and kill those.
Well, he does have 2 sentries on the way.
Well, I mean, if he had made it right away. But no, it looks like at least next Choa has decided not to move out with this, because that would be bad. I think we're going to see probably just an expansion go up, which is totally fine. You know, when you see a bunch of sentries popping out, that's normally to stop Zerglings or Roaches from messing with your Expo. So, probably transition into a pretty normal game. But IdrA has to be feeling pretty good right now. Making that Spine Crawler, being extra safe.
IdrA now has the money, so his Nexus goes up.
Or next Choa.
Oh, yeah. Well done, Artosis. I was just testing you. You've done well so far.
My second test of GSL Season 3.
That's right. Yep. There may be a few more to come.
It may be.
Forge on the way.
Now, I'm interested. He's making that Forge. You know, Burrow Road. You get Burrow, you get Roaches up. You can actually pressure someone that doesn't get the Forge, force him into a Quick Observer. So, I'm wondering what build he's going to want to go into. Which tech route are we going to see here out of next Choa? Oh, I like this, Tasteless. Right there. Chrono boosting out,
nice.
hallucination.
Probably going to use that on make a Phoenix, scout what's going on.
Yep.
And a fake Phoenix, of course.
It's a great scout to have. You know, it's very fast, sees everything. It can make Overlords move around because they get fake attacked and get scared.
I think IdrA is getting too defensive here.
Yeah.
Spine crawlers.
It does seem that way, but he might have something planned. We're going to have to see. He may be going into Muta. Definitely a possibility. Nope. Hydra's dead. Excuse me. Okay. One possibility, this is something IdrA used to do on this map, is Hydralisks and pushing forward with a creep highway with Overlords and creep
I
timbers.
see, and then use all the spine crawlers to contain.
And you just push up there, and while you're pushing, you take your third base, you get all your gases going, and switch into Mutalisk, because they'll obviously go Colossus to counter that. So he may be pulling out this old school strategy. We're just going to have to wait and see. He is getting Overlord speed, so...
This is a hallucinated Phoenix. This is a popular trick for Protoss, so you can scout without necessarily having to get an observer out. I'm curious how much Choa has experienced this kind of strategy IdrA's going to throw at him.
It was briefly popular on the Korean server for maybe a week or so. We don't see it a whole lot, though. And it looks like he's going to try to do a little pressure, or at least fake a little pressure. Now, a lot of Hydras are making. Hydra range is making, so I do believe IdrA's going to go with this strategy. He's scouting a lot with that Overlord. He's got to watch for robo timing. That's the most important part.
Yep. Lots of stalkers and sentries.
I'm surprised he's just kind of sitting there making stalker sentry. When he sees that it's basically Hydra tech, the counter to that, of course, is the Colossus. And here comes the creep highway.
Hey, take a look at this. He moves these spine crawlers out here. Does a nice little spread.
And he has some speedlings mixed in because it's so gas heavy going Hydras, plus their range upgrade. And it looks like his opponent's going to hit him right before these spine crawlers are all burrowed. Might be a good idea. And
let's
some
find
nice
out.
force fields, but a lot of Hydras coming in.
Hydras, of course, deal so much damage, but they are very fragile when they're hit. So you want to have like roaches sometimes in front of them.
Yeah, definitely. You know, Hydras are a good counter to Warp Gate units. When it's just a lot of Warp Gates, you can make a lot of Hydras, but looks like right now we have a really good spread by both players, and the Hydra's dealing a lot of damage, but there's a lot of Stalkers up there, Tasteless. Starting to get a little bit worried. Never mind.
He is going to push him back. Remember, it's not StarCraft 1. You don't miss every once in a while if you're on low ground.
That's right. As long as you can see up there, you can shoot up there.
And he warps in a bunch of Zealots. So he must be getting a Robo Bay or something. No, he's still not going for Robo Bay.
Yeah, the fact that he's seeing IdrA go pure Hydra, and he's not adjusting at all, just like he didn't adjust in the first game. I don't know, man. He's just...
Takes out the gas if he were to get a Robo Bay. That would slow him down a little bit.
Yeah. Thing is, it's kind of late to go Robo now. These Hydras could hit nice timing. Hydra's scouting nonstop with these Overlords, darting in and out of the Protoss space, looking for that Robo, because that would be his attack timing.
Looks like he's thinking about edging out here. This base is done. It's ready to go.
Yep, and IdrA absolutely killing on supply. 123 against 81, up 40 supply already. Completely outclassing his opponent, similar to how we saw Rhett do it. These great foreigner macro Zergs, making me happy, Tasteless.
We got a lot of Hydras here, a very nice concave. Again, no tech switch here.
Yeah. You know, he's not even getting blinker charge.
He's not even breaking down these rocks.
Side storm.
Yeah, he's just kind of sitting here
like,
on this tech tree.
He's like, all right, I'll just sit here on 6 warp gates, make a lot of units, and maybe that will win me the game. Well, probably not, but we'll see. He does have +1, so you Zealot's going to rip through the Zerglings. But these Hydras in a beautiful arc by IdrA, easily killing that army.
Taking that stuff out.
And IdrA...
I think he's just going to roll him.
Yeah. I mean, he's showing he's like 10 times better than this Protoss Stasis. Going to get through here quite easily. Easily making the round of 32.
Yeah, he made that look so easy. And that's going to be GG. Just too many Hydras. Looks like a Starcraft 1 game for a second. Mass Hydra. GG. Wow. IdrA. Win it for us. EG. I'm so proud of you, IdrA. Who's my little guy?
Well, I was your little guy.
You're my little guy, too. I got a couple little guys. We'll keep a couple of my little guys around. Really nicely played by IdrA.
Yeah, IdrA played very well. On the other hand, next Choa definitely made some mistakes. Well. You know, he did not actually react to anything.
Right.
Why get hallucination and scout if you're not going to react to what you see?
Yeah, exactly.
That's a waste of 50 minutes of gas.
You see these players, and it's like they've been taught by somebody else, but they don't seem to understand why they're doing what they're doing. For instance, you're right. He gets a Phoenix and he scouts with it. And then if you see what he's doing, then it's like, okay, I'm supposed to counter that.
Yeah.
And
you see it, you're like, okay, I see what you're doing, and I'm going to do this to counter it. No, he's like, oh, I see what you're doing. It counters what I'm doing. I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing.
Well, he's just
why did you scout?
He flies out, and then it's like, he's like, oh, there's a Zerg there. Okay. I saw Next Genius do this. All right. Anyways, back to my base. It's like, well, no. Look at his buildings and see what he's doing. You saw spine crawlers and Hydras.
Yeah.
Now, what's good against Hydras? A Colossus.
Yeah, this is...
Or Psystorm, or you could get Charge Zealots, or... the Stalkers and Sentries aren't particularly good against them.
I know, just making gateway units, that's what Hydras actually counter.
So, Greg actually had a plan, IdrA had a plan, rather, to switch his tech and do this and that.
But he scouted and then didn't because his opponent didn't do the thing that the tech
so he said, okay, I'm just going to stay at Hydras.
Yeah. And we saw it, I mean, next Choa did it in the first game as well. He saw roaches coming at him, and he got greedy. And, you know.
You got to not be a robot. You can't be a robot when you're playing this game. You got to think, be active. You have to have strategies pre-planned, but you have to be prepared and, be able to switch up the situation if it starts to become different. Here's today's match results thus far.
Alive foe you destroying OGS Xenio. Pretty good set to watch. Pult Prime taking out NSP June. Really nice scrap station game there. Check it out. Liquid Jinro 2-1 over Next Drug. Next Drug, a great player, but Jinro outplaying him in that series. We Made Fox's Moon takes out the Butterfly Effect 2-1. And then EG IdrA totally slamming Next Choa.
It's true, man. It was pretty one-sided.
Yep.
So let's take a look at
a raffle stomp.
Let's take a look at part 2 of today's
match doing
results.
In just a few hours.
Couple
hours, actually.
Got a little, and then later on today.
Ooh, I'm MVP is back, and he's hungry. He's going to be against Bonbon Zenith and Young Prime against Choa Foyu. Destination against Czech Prime and the Emperor.
Slayer's Boxer
against
Nexon. So that's going to be so awesome. I cannot wait to commentate those games. I'm sure it's going to be packed here in the studio. It's going to be a lot of fun. By the way, coming up here in a little bit, we're going to have an interview with EG IdrA.
That's right. So don't be going anywhere because I'm going to be interviewing my little guy.
And then you can take a little nap.
That's right. Take a little quick nap after eating some food.
I might take a little nap.
You need to take a nap.
I need to take a nap.
I can tell you're very tired.
I was dying on that.
It's hard to do 3 days in a row of nine
best of threes.
9 best of threes.
I felt my brain shutting down. But John hooked me up with a coffee. He came to save the day. He swung in on a rope, kicked through the door.
He's like Indiana Jones, man.
Yeah, passed me a coffee. And
there was a snake behind your head, and he grabbed it with his whip.
That's right.
No one saw that part but
me. So I started to wake up in the fourth best of 3 and the fifth best of 3.
That's good.
But, yeah, I'm going to take a nap after this.
You do that.
I'm going to do that.
I'm going to tickle IdrA. Make him all giggly.
So fun. All right, we're going to close this out, guys. Enjoy your interview with Artosis. I'm going to have a good little nap. Come back and cast some more games.
2 hours. Don't go anywhere.
Don't go anywhere.